All right, y'all. I'm on my new device here. I got to make sure it's right before I head out of town because you when I go out of town, I don't want to be sitting in a hotel and I'm trying to do a consultation with somebody or do a coaching session and my device ain't acting right. You know what I mean? That's not professional. So, from a business owner's perspective, these are just giving y'all some insight to being a speaker, a coach, a trainer, or someone like that who does a lot of meetings and they want to do it via teleconference, do video conference. So we have to, I do coaching for people who's interested in being a speaker or an author, traveling author who's selling their products as they travel, speaking around the country, around the world. So I teach people how that whole game works. If you're interested in that, reach out to me because that's a profound situation. So I'm gonna just throw a little bit out to y'all right now and let y'all know that it's cool to be a speaker, but it's a lot of things you got to do. So, like for example, I bought a new device. Now you're thinking, oh, you got a new cell phone, you got a new tablet or whatever it is. But what happens is when you buy a new device, now you got to upload all of those different websites, all those apps that you use regularly. Like, for example, when I'm doing coaching classes, coaching sessions, lives, or I'll do a online presentation to somewhere on the other side of the planet via my tablet or something, and I'll be sitting in somebody's Airbnb on the other side of the country, and they say, TJ, they want to do the class via my via my device on Thursday evening at 6. Well, it just turns out that Thursday I'm going to be in Tennessee, for example, South Carolina, wherever, and I have to go to my device to do that. Now, I bought a new device, but if I had uploaded all these new apps, my Zoom, my Facebook Live, my YouTube, my bank account information, it could become a pretty bad day for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm taking the time out right now before I head out of town to upload all these devices before I get out of here because I don't want to get out of town and then realize, oh, shoot, I don't have that app on my device, on my new phone, on my new device or whatever. I only got it on my desktop at the house, so that's why I say, let me take some time out and upload all of this stuff onto my new device. Udita, what's going on, fam? Deidre, how you doing? I hope I pronounced that right. Cassandra, how you doing? Tony, how you doing? BJ, what's going on? Yeah, I'm just sitting here. I got a new device, so I'm checking it out, see how it works. You know what I mean? Because one of my old devices started acting a little funny on me at the wrong time, and it made me look bad. They said, "Oh, you wasn't ready. You wasn't ready to do that live or whatever it was we was doing. That consultation, that coaching session I was doing." And I fired up my computer. How you doing there, family? Canada, how you doing? I appreciate my YouTube family. If y'all not on my YouTube page, please go to my YouTube page and click subscribe. Thomas TJ Lofton is all my social media. And you can go to my Instagram page and click follow. I appreciate y'all. If you're not on my Facebook, you can do that too. But I need to up. Do y'all know people say that they didn't know I knew all this information because when they looked at my page, you only got 400 and some people on your YouTube page. So I didn't know you was as smart as that because I just looked at your numbers and didn't follow you because of that. Y'all hear what I just said? So they didn't want to listen to me because my numbers was too low. So that meant to them that I really don't know real estate or I really don't know business like I know, or maybe I'm not making no major contributions. And that's why my numbers is low. So ain't no reason for them to follow me. I thought that was real deep, y'all. So it's like the programming. Don't listen to his content. Look at his numbers. that's some serious programming in a negative way that's going to affect a lot of people. Because me personally, I'm not really necessarily interested in trying to build this social media up to where I got thousands of followers. You know, it would be nice to have thousands of followers, but at this time, I'm not really tripping off of that because I'm too busy doing the work. You know, I go a lot of places and I see that my live don't cut on. You know, half the time I go out, I notice I'm like, for some reason, I'm in a place where live is not going to work. So anyway, if y'all can share this video, I'd appreciate it. Share it in all your groups with your people, because this is something that kind of close to my heart that I want to talk about. You know, would you give your hard-earned money in business, in real estate, that it took you a long time to acquire, that you spent a lot of years trying to build up and make it to where it's a very lucrative and successful business or a portfolio of real estate ownership? Would you hand that over to your children in your old age, knowing their only intentions is to sell it? Would you want to see the business that you work hard to build all your life go to your children and you know they don't want it? You know all they're going to do is sell it because they're saying, because you managed to spoil them all their lives. They're like, nah, I don't want that. I'm just too cool like this. I don't have time. My dad set it up. He made all that. My parents set that business up. Yeah, they put their blood, sweat, and tears, but they worked too many hours to run that business. So I'd rather just go get me a Mickey Mouse job and sit back and wait for them to get old and die. And it's going to come to me anyway. So then I'm going to sell it, all of that. And then I'll be able to have all the money. I ain't got to worry about asking them for money anymore. But in the meanwhile, I don't want to go help with the real estate. I don't want to go over there and help run the business. I don't want nothing to do with any of that. All I want is them to keep giving me handouts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a job and just do it's an easy job. And you know what I'm saying? But whenever I really, really need some money, I'm going to just keep asking my parents because I know they'll give it to me. So I ain't really got to take life serious. You know, people be like, our children will be like, I ain't really got to take life serious because I know my dad's going to give me that money whenever I ask him for it. I know my mom's going to break me off a little something every time I need it. So I ain't really got to be serious about life. Y'all hear what I just said? Now, I know I'm not talking about y'all children. I'm not talking about mine, but I'm saying that this type of stuff is going on. And if I am talking about you, then you need to listen. I appreciate it, because I'm going to hit you with some solutions that you may not like, but I'm going to bring it up anyway, because it's important that y'all know, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different way of looking at this. And this is a major reason of why African-American people is having a hard time with this generational wealth thing. You know, the parent works hard to build up that business ownership situation and put that portfolio of real estate investments together to where our children and our families will live very well for the rest of their lives, right? Let me see what this is. Hold on, y'all. Nope, we don't want to tag Thomas Lofton. So we work hard to build up these portfolios, to get all of these houses in these key areas and get them all rented out, and everything's going well. And we work hard to build up this business, whether it be any type of business, a restaurant or a shea butter store. And now it's pulling down six figures. We managed to send our children off to college and they got these degrees, and they come home and they don't want nothing to do with the family business. They want to go work for a corporation because it's better for them, that their resume shows that they got a good job up in a reputable business. And mom and dad's plumbing business ain't no reputable business. Yeah, it makes them $800,000 a year, but they feel like, nah, it ain't Google. I want to work at TRW or some major corporation that's named brand. See, this is how they lock us out with racism. You know what I'm saying? No, it ain't a lot of black people who got $1 million business, $1 billion business with a high rise with their name on the side of it that we know of. Y'all notice I didn't say it ain't none. I did not say it ain't no black people, because I know there is, but I just can't think of their name. I don't know their name right now. You know what I'm saying? I know people who own buildings, and I never asked was their name on the side of it because I never probably went to the building. Annette, how you doing, family? JD, how you doing? Harris, how you doing? Kentone, how you doing? Let me see. LeVar, what's up, brother? You know what I'm saying? So what was I saying? We spend a lot of time, Keeping, what up, fam? We spend a lot of time building these businesses up, building these real estate portfolios up. The one and only, what's going on, fam? We spend a lot of time building these portfolios up, and we then created the situation where it can be generational now, where you're like, okay, I'm averaging $1 million a year. I'm averaging $2 million a year on all my real estate and my business that's connected, that's plugged in. You know what I'm saying? I've been running it. I'm getting older now. And my daughter, my son, they don't want it because they saying that I work too hard. I'm putting in too many hours. And they like the whole idea of going to work for someone else, doing a 9 to 5. You see what I'm saying? They have no interest in coming back to the business that I've built. They have no interest in going to take over the real estate that I have because they don't want to deal with a plumber. They don't want to deal with a nagging tenant that's complaining about a whatever it is, the person outside blasting the radio. They don't want to deal with all of that because you made their life too easy. We made their lives too easy by being successful. You hear what I said, y'all? We've made our children's lives so easy that they don't want nothing to do with anything too hard and difficult. It's too hard to be taking phone calls from disgruntled renters to manage that property that's making you $1 million a year. They don't want to deal with that. This lady called me at 11:30 at night on Christmas Day talking about the toilet's leaking. I don't want to hear that. That's what our children thinking. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's on them. So what? Well, you own the building. They like, but I'm enjoying my life. We fixed it to where our children can enjoy their lives because they keep asking us for money. You hear what I said, y'all? So these are things, if you ain't got the money like that yet, if you ain't became successful, or you don't have to be successful. If your children is in your pocket asking you for things, then you have a say in their life. I don't care if they're 5 years old or 55 years old. If my child is asking me for, Dad, can I get some help with this over here? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, you can go put some time in at the business. If you do some property management on that apartment building I own or that shopping center I own, I give you this much. Dad, can't you just give me some money? Why I always got to work for it? What? You just want me to keep giving you, but you're not going to go try to manage it? Well, I got things to do and I already got a job. Well, why don't you get it from your job? Why are you always asking me to parent? So this is the things that we have to deal with, y'all. But it's up to us to check that and fix it. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep being pushovers for our children. And, I just want them to have more than I had when I was growing up. I didn't have all of these things. And my mom and dad couldn't provide. And they couldn't provide this kind of lifestyle. So I just want my children to have nice things because I didn't have that. So we got to quit living our dreams through our children. Yes, we want them to be able to travel the world and do all these amazing things, but we want them to be responsible as well. Bundle, what's going on, family? We want our children to be responsible as well. So what do I mean by that? We can't keep spoiling these children, That's why we in the country or Black community is in such a disarray right now, because so many people have spoiled their children and are spoiling their children. So here's my solution. We got to stop spoiling our children. You know what I'm saying? We have to turn around and start saying, you know what? No, I work too hard to earn this money. You don't want to come home and help run the family business. You don't want to come home and manage them apartment buildings. You don't want to come home and manage that shopping center I got over there. You used to do this when you was a kid. When you was younger, you would come over there and help me go over there and wait for the plumber to come fix that toilet in my apartment, in my units. You would come over there. You love packing boxes when you was growing up to ship off to the out-of-state customers. The good life. What's going on? Chris, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Our children did all of these things when they were younger, but now because we spoiled them, they want to enjoy their lives. They're too busy to come help us. But they always call asking for money. Can you help me? I need some money for this. I need some money for that. Can you give me some money for this? Can you, I'm like, well, we got to learn how to say no. We got to learn how to say, hey, you can come over here. Andrea, how you doing? We got to learn how to say son, daughter, nephew, niece, you can come over here and I need to go send somebody. I need you to go ride out to that shopping center that I own over there and put these for rent signs in the window, and I need you to find me a renter for that. They be like, oh, but that's gonna take too long, and I got some stuff to do. What do you got to do? Well, the Lakers is in town this weekend, and they're gonna be playing the Clippers. Y'all know I'm talking about stuff I don't know nothing about, so don't laugh at me because I ain't in my lane. I ain't in the sports. But anyway, they want to go to watch a football, baseball, basketball game, and that is more important to them than going over there and making sure that there's a renter coming up that's going to rent that building out, that rent one of those stores in that shopping center, because that's an extra $1,500 a month that comes to home. But because it's not directly going to their pocket and they don't have to work to get it, they feel like they ain't got to do it. It's more important for them to go catch that concert. Lauryn Hill's in town. I can't miss Lauryn. You know what I'm saying? But you want me to loan you. You want me to give you some money so you can go see Lauryn. You want me to give you some money so you can keep doing these things. Family, we are spoiling our children rotten, and they don't want to work for it. But if we want to make changes on that, it's up to us to make the change. And how are we going to have to make that change? You got to start giving your children demands. That's what I want. You can't ask me for nothing if you ain't doing nothing. Just being my son ain't good enough no more. Just being my daughter, my niece, my nephew ain't good enough no more. I gave you money when y'all was kids, but as y'all adults, y'all old enough to come help me run this business, because one day I plan on leaving it to y'all. And we don't want that. It's going to take, you work too many hours. You work too hard for us to leave it, for us to be doing. I don't want to do that. Oh, really? So you just want to keep asking me for money, but you don't want to run that business and earn the money. Oh, we already got a job. Well, why are you asking me for money if you already got a job? See, they don't want you to keep asking them questions. They just expect you to continue to give. But here's the solution, y'all. We got to stop giving, and we got to start letting them know, hey, I'm going to tell y'all right now, if y'all ain't running this business, by the time this time of the year, of this particular year, I'm not leaving nothing to you. I'm not giving y'all no more money. Y'all depend on y'all jobs. I'm not giving you no money, no more money, and I'm not going to help y'all with nothing. Don't call me asking me for no more help. I asked y'all for help running this business and that I work hard to feed y'all with. I asked y'all for help. No. So matter of fact, if you ain't taking up the classes, learn how to run this, if you ain't took TJ wealth building classes and learn how to manage this real estate or learn how to run this business that I've put together, if you don't got time to come sit over here, then I'm going to leave all my real estate portfolio and that building, that commercial building with those businesses in it that I own. I'm going to leave it to somebody that I know that are working. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to give it to TJ, for example. You know what I'm saying? Because he's out here hustling hard. He out here building the Black community. He out here creating jobs in the community. And we work, Black people hire Black people. So it's up to us to continue to do that. And if y'all just going to take my money or just going to take my business and sell it when I get older and I can't run it no more, your only intentions for this business or this real estate is to sell it, I'm not leaving it to you. I'm going to give it to somebody who's going to appreciate it. Well, that's supposed to be ours. No, it ain't y'all. Y'all ain't running it. Y'all don't want nothing to do with it. Y'all ain't coming over here trying to come paint a wall when a tenant move out. Y'all ain't kind of come over there and help lay the new carpet because the tenant messed up and dropped too much Kool-Aid on the carpet or something over the years. You ain't trying to come over here and put no contributions into this investment of this generational wealth. So I'm not leaving this generational wealth to you. You know, so that's what we got to look at as being entrepreneurs, y'all. We got to quit spoiling our children. You ain't got to be an entrepreneur. You can just be a mother or a father. We got to quit spoiling these children and giving them handouts every 5 seconds. I was in situations where someone I was with back in the days, I seen their child was very disrespectful, would literally almost cuss their mom out. And when I stepped up and said something, they'd get mad at me. But I would see the child turn around and talk crazy to the parent and then ask for money for a car note. I'd be like, wow, it's okay to talk crazy to you. And then you turn around and then they ask you for some money and you give it to them. They don't want to do anything you ask them, but they always ask you for money. That's why a lot of children are having problems today, because the parents keep giving. They spoiling them. They spoiling them. So we got to raise these children to know that this money ain't so easy to get. We need y'all to be more responsible. And if you ain't responsible, we're going to cut off the money line, cut off that money train of giving. You know, and that's just what that is. You know, family, I see people setting their children up for failure all the time. Antoine, what's going on, family? Who else we got on here? Sean, what's going on? Sin, what's going on? I hope don't nobody think I'm talking about them, y'all. If I'm talking about you and that shoe fit, y'all may want to get a new shoe. Rewarding disrespectful behavior. Exactly. We don't want to do that. Alicia, how you doing? Bundles, you absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to keep rewarding bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? I look at these young people nowadays. They just so disrespectful because the parents allow them to be disrespectful. They walking around with iPhones, and I'm like, damn, I'm 48 years old and made all kind of money. I ain't even got an iPhone really like that. You know, I'll be out here with my little number 6, my little number 5 or 6. I don't even know what it is no more. I just know it's old. And I'm looking at the parents be like, this little 8-year-old got a volume 11. He got a brand new iPhone 11. I'd be like, wow. You know, we just really spoiling these young people. They got all these nice things walking around. I'm over here with some $50 shoes on. These young people walking around with some $125 shoes on, you know? And I'll be seeing young people got better cars than I drive. I'm over here driving my used car. Young people pulling up with a better car than I got. And I'm like, they ain't got no job. They ain't doing nothing. It's just the parents is trying to relive their lives of what they didn't have so that their children can have more now, and don't realize they're sabotaging these young people. So we got to stop that, family. We got to really stop that. Why is that? Because you're setting them up for failure. You are setting them up for failure. Yeah, they can hardly read. They can hardly, do a lot of stuff. They can hardly do a lot of things. You know, like my daughter, for example, I ain't trying to throw her under the bus, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They used to think my daughter was spoiled. But again, my daughter knew before I asked my dad for anything, he gonna ask me for something. Period. She already knew that. He's gonna ask me for some good grades. So he's gonna ask me if she coming in and ask me for an electronic device, that must mean I'm gonna be getting all A's on this coming report card. I'm gonna have, if I got 7 grades coming, at least 5 of them gonna be A's if I'm expecting to get some kind of digital device that's gonna cost upwards of $200 or $300. Trust and believe it's gonna be some A's on the report card. You know what I'm saying? Her room's gonna maintain cleanliness the whole 9. She's gonna handle her business. I ain't gonna have to ask. She already knew that. You asking me, can you go have some candy? Or can you have this? Or can you go over to your friend's house? Oh, well, that must mean I'm going to get, what am I getting in return for this? She already knew. My dad always want good grades. He always want to trade stuff for good grades. So yes, my daughter had a lot of stuff in her room that she had. She had computers at a young age. She had digital devices. She had all kind of stuff at a young age. But I had a drawer full of report cards with A's on them too. So everything she got, she earned it. You know what I'm saying? She was right there at my little shop with me, cleaning up. I had her doing stuff. Okay, we going to Oregon this weekend to a car show, to a lowrider car show. I need all these boxes put in the back of the truck. You know what I'm saying? I need these. I need all these boxes loaded. I need an inventory. I need to know how many of these things is in that box, and I need you to write that on top of that box and set it right there by the truck, and I'll put it in there or something. And she looking at me like, okay, that's how I'm gonna get that new iPod thing. I remember iPods first came out. She wanted an iPod. That's how I'm gonna get. That's what I got to do to get that iPod. I got to go to the car show with you, and I got to make sure I take money, and I got to sell stuff, and I got to pass out business cards. I got to make sure everybody sign the sign-in sheet. Okay, no problem. I'll do it. No problem, Dad, because I really want that iPod. You know, and that was our trade-off. You want stuff from me, I want something from you. You got to handle your business. So she already knew. My daughter to this day, she know not to ask me for nothing because I want something. You know what I'm saying? And she in her 20s. She already know. My dad ain't just giving up no money. He's gonna ask me back for something. What am I doing? What am I doing? So it's up to us to make our children responsible. The days of trying to make them live good and let them have a great life and all of that stuff getting old, y'all. This money is getting too hard to come by if you talking about working a job or something like that. We can't even leave our houses to our children no more because other folks is gonna come in there and take them from them because the children don't even want to learn about real estate, or we never took the time out to teach them about real estate. I got hopefully one of my partners call in. So anybody, y'all want to chop it up with me? Somebody want to come in and let's talk about this topic and tell me a scenario, something y'all dealing with. Y'all got a question for me? Other than that, this weekend I'll be at the Compton Library. I'll be in Compton at the library on El Segundo. We're doing a gentrification. It's going to be a redlining and gentrification panel discussion at the A.C. Bilbrough Museum in Compton, California. And we're going to be talking about redlining. If you don't know what redlining is, we're going to be talking about redlining and gentrification. If you don't know what that is, that's when the government decides we want Black people to live on this side of town and we want white people to live on that side of town. So we're going to put things in place to make sure that that's possible. We're going to put white people on the other side of the freeway and Black people on this side of the freeway. We're going to put some bad loans out there that white people can own, that Black people only get, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's redlining. That locks people out of certain neighborhoods. And gentrification, y'all know what gentrification is. So we're having a panel discussion where we're going to talk about those things. And okay, one of my devices taking a break. Oh, he's back now. So we're going to have a panel discussion about that at the A.C. Bilbrough Museum in Compton, California, right down the street from my junior high school that I graduated from, Vanguard Junior High. And then next Saturday, I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be at the African J-Lee. The host, my buddy's a wholesaler. He sells wholesale shea butters and black soap. So he's like a major distributor, and he's definitely on the level I am dealing with. We see the gentrification coming. We see people needing entrepreneurship. So, he decided he allowed us to use that facility so we can sit down and have an entrepreneurship discussion. That's another free event. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be sitting at the African J-Lee in Atlanta, Georgia, next Saturday, November the 1st. We're going to be talking about, where's my thought go? The title, I gave it a title, The Future of Black Ownership. We're going to be talking about the future of Black ownership. I'm glad the brother stepped up and said, let's have it at his place, because he is a business owner and he understands what's going on. He see that society is playing the long game and he understands what's going on. So he opened the door for me to turn around and come there. And he said, let's have some regular conversations. It's not just about the one conversation and that's it. It's about, we need to have this conversation ongoing. Drop the info for the Atlanta event. I'm driving. Okay, it's oh, what happened? Battery is low. I thought I plugged this up. Hold on. Okay, it's plugged up now. Let me find the address. Give me a second, family. I appreciate you asking. I'm here to help out, so let me make sure that y'all got the information that's needed. Oh, all this information is on my website, thomastjlofton.com. One second. You want the Atlanta? The African J Lee in Atlanta, Georgia is at 801 Lee Street, Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30310. That's the African J Lee. Y'all see, I finally asked the brother, how do you pronounce that? I know I'm an African brother with my community, but I'm like still new to this, learning these words. The African J Lee, the D is silent, DJELI, 801 Lee Street, Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia. And we're going to be talking about the future of Black ownership. See, what I like about this brother is he said, brother, you can come use my spot. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to have these conversations. Other people say, oh, I charge you this much money to use my spot to come in here and teach us about what's going on in the Black community. You know, I'm like, no problem. I want to make sure our people eat. So no problem. I don't mind paying. You know, but this brother said, nah, just come on out and make this happen. We need to have this conversation. The address to the A.C. Bilbrew Museum is 150 East El Segundo Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90061. That's Saturday, October 26th from 2:30 to 4:30. The African J Lee event, November 1st, is from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m., where we really gonna chop it up, and we got a lot to talk about, family. We got a lot to talk about. Then on the 3rd, I'll be at the Black Dot Cultural Center and Bookstore. What's going on, Paul? So we'll be at the Black Dot Cultural Center and Bookstore. I'll be there November the 3rd. I'm gonna be chopping it up, talking about giving my full-blown presentation about what's going on from a national perspective that's affecting us. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give a slideshow, and some people want to see it. It sounds good to talk about it, but they be like, well, I don't know. It sounds good, it sounds interesting, or some people think it ain't that serious. But when I start showing the slideshow and I start putting pictures together for people, it blows people's minds. People are like, hold on, rewind that back. I need to take a picture of that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I never knew that's like that. You know, I get all kind of people saying things like, this is crazy. I didn't know it was that bad. TJ, I didn't know it was that bad. Can you show me again? You know what I'm saying? Can you, what slide was that? Can I buy the presentation? I hear all kind of stuff because it becomes real. I come out there and be like, oh, they got $2,500 houses in Alabama. They'd be like, yeah, whatever. But I show them a picture of a 24. They'd be like, oh, wow. It's different to them. Maybe I might need to move my family to Alabama and save some money and have a better lifestyle or something. Then you got people who I say things like LA County, Los Angeles, California ain't expensive. LA County is expensive. People are like, that's not true. Then all of a sudden I show them the cities I'm talking about. I show them the houses that I'm talking about, the names. They pull out their phones and Google it and be like, oh, shoot, that's true. I didn't know that was there. I never heard of that city before. But it's all about seeing it. You know, I can go sit down with you and we can have a conversation and I can just throw out a bunch of stuff. And a lot of people can't see it, so they don't necessarily believe it's true, or it don't hit them and become real to them. Or if I say, oh, there's some nice houses over there, they're looking at them like, nah, I would never move out to that area because they ain't got no real nice houses out there. I couldn't live in some of these houses. But then I show them a house that's in their budget. And then they see it, they go, whoa, wait a minute. You telling me that's only that price that I can afford? Oh, I would definitely move out there for that. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely buy this. You know what I'm saying? And it just amazes me, but people love to see the presentations because it's more direct, it's more structured versus us just sitting down on Facebook and me just just throwing stuff out, the things that's affecting us that we need to talk about. What we got here? Paul Tyler. Bring him on the camera. Who want to come on the camera? I got a new device over here. Let me see. Kevin, you want to come on the camera, brother? Okay. I see. Y'all know I got this new device over here. Sean Renee, you want to come out? Okay. Antoine. Is it me not knowing how to work my device? Paul, you want to come out on the camera? Let's say bring them on the camera. I'll be like, that you coming on, Paul? I didn't ask the question and I'm sitting there trying to figure it out, how this new device works. So if I bring you out, you don't have to. If you want to come out, all you gotta do is hit that little button. I'm learning how to do this device here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's just some people see things and they understand it. So anyway, that's November 3rd. I'll be in Lithonia, Georgia. Lithonia, 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 Georgia. That's another upcoming booming town. That's a Black Wall Street that they already over there gentrifying that as well. You know, we got a lot of people trying to build Black Wall Streets, but the reality is we got to support the ones that are already there. How do we support them? We got to let people know they exist. That's why you'll see me speaking. I speak 90% of the places that I speak is Black owned venues. 99% are Black owned venues or Black businesses that you probably never heard of before. If you live out of state, but you may travel to Georgia all the time and never been to Tassili's Raw Food Reality, you know what I'm saying? Or living it live. If you've been you probably been to Louisiana, New Orleans, but you've never been to the community bookstore, the biggest Black bookstore in Louisiana, you know? So it's just things like that is the why I go to these Black places and give Black events for Black people so that we can, you know, make sure that our people are very well supported. Yeah, it's very important that we continue doing what we're doing, you know, because there's a lot of things happening. So what was I saying a second ago? We were talking about leaving our wealth to our children or family members who have absolutely no intentions of keeping the business going. If your child has every intention of, soon as my mom or my dad get older and I become the executor of his or her estate, I'm selling everything. Y'all hear what I said? They be like, I'm selling that. You didn't worked hard and put in sweat and tears and created a generational wealth legacy for your children, for your nieces and nephews. And all of a sudden, okay, bringing you on, good brother. I had Taro in the building, y'all. So you didn't work hard to put your family on so that they can have some acquired generational wealth, but all they got to do is just keep the business going and running it. And hopefully, you know, they take it to the next level and then they get it and sell it. That's all they want to do is sell it. What's going on, good brother? We got Iatero in the building from Atlanta, Georgia, y'all. Can you hear me, brother?
What's going on? How are you?
Oh, brother, we Blacknificent out here. How about yourself?
We're doing well as well. Just keeping it moving. Plenty of stuff to do, so it's no rest for those that know what's going on.
So you tell us about. Well, I was just telling the family that we'll be at the African J-Lee this week. I mean, on the 1st, and we were talking about generational wealth and our children who don't want to take over our businesses, and their intentions are to sell it. The real estate that we own, they don't want to help with it. They just say, I'm going to sell it when dad or mom get older. What's your thoughts on that? Or just talk about what we're going to do, good brother. What's on your mind?
I mean, my thoughts, especially since it's so difficult for people to actually get a business that's viable, that pays not only the business's bills, but your bills and employees' bills, and is able to grow. It's like it's not enough of us who are able to create those kind of businesses. So to turn around and just sell them pretty much will have somebody end up just working a job. And so why be in a country or be in a situation where the jobs that we get, we're usually the last one hired and the first one fired, or they don't want to pay us what we're worth for all of that. So I think we really, it comes with training the children properly. You can't guarantee what they're going to do, but you hope that you can train them in a way, have them grow up in the business and see how beneficial it is, see how you can be flexible in your schedule and still get a payment or still get your, income, be able to travel a little bit, and you just keep telling your children, this is because of the business. You don't have to work 9 to 5. You don't have to work under somebody who is going to abuse you or cuss you out or put you in situations where you want to quit.
Right.
When you run your own thing, then it can be much better for you. And then hopefully, as my children get older, I'll have it positioned in a way where it'll be somewhat of an autopilot to where they'll be able to work it and see the benefit of doing it. But yeah, I really hate to see examples of people starting businesses just to sell them, because I think if you keep them, you can probably make as much money as somebody would offer you if you structure it properly and keep the business and do the business. I think that you could do that.
Make more, You ain't gonna become a millionaire at your job, but you definitely become a millionaire selling anything that any business got,
Yeah, selling any product or selling any service or coming up with any technology.
Right.
Or networking with any number of people and a group of people, work it out together. So yeah, it's just better. And actually, I talked to a couple of people, but the example of Essence Magazine is the only one I know of, and maybe you can tell me if there's another example of a business that actually was black and went white and came back to black that's on that kind of scale. Do you know of any examples besides that?
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Not really.
But actually, the brother that bought Essence was the owner of Nubian Heritage and Shea Moisture. So he ended up selling the business that he started, but then he bought Essence Magazine and Essence Music Festival.
Was that an attorney, brother?
No, it's this brother from Liberia, I want to say. He's from Liberia. I don't know if he was an attorney. I just know him as being a businessman.
Okay.
Yeah, so he sold that company, which the money he was making from that, I think he could have still made that money and leveraged it to still buy Essence, but then be able to keep them black. But in America, especially within this climate, if we don't have people that own it, we're going to be in bad shape, because people, you can't force somebody to hire you.
Right.
You can't force somebody to hire you. You can't force somebody to pay you what you think you're worth.
Not at all.
And so if you leave yourself dependent upon other people hiring you and paying you, then you're rolling the dice.
Right. I felt like when I had my lowrider shop, I hired a bunch of my convicted felon buddies. that I knew would never get a job, a regular job, or would never be able to work for somebody because of their background. They just got out of prison or whatever it is. But I felt like, you know, I'm gonna get them a tow truck and I'm gonna give them some jobs, some business, towing my cars to this muffler shop, the transmission shop, to the stereo shop, and sit there and wait for the car because I knew they would never get a job. So eventually, I started making a lot of money in this, and someone wanted to buy all my stuff. And I knew if I sell this business, they're gonna let all my partners go. They're gonna fire all of them. You know what I mean? Because they don't, none of them fit.
Hire people that look like them.
Yep.
And then before you know it, so then people are gonna be back in the same situation of having a difficult time finding some employment.
Right. And I think that I felt like I had a responsibility to make sure that I kept handling my business to make sure that they can afford to continue to feed their families. Because people was coming to me, their mothers and fathers, they would come to me whenever I just randomly see them, and they would thank me and say, man, he normally he hadn't been to jail in the last 8 years. You know what I'm saying? But at 50, 40 years old, he done been to jail for 20 something years of his life off and on. But ever since he started working with you, he ain't never been back to jail since. And now he done bought a house. He got all his children living with him. He done married the baby mama. You know what I'm saying? It's like, thank you for helping him to see that. And I'm like, man, I can't just sell that business because I already know he gonna lose all of that. So it was that pressure of knowing if you sell, they gonna lose. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could have got a bunch of money. I could have went off and been sitting on the island somewhere chilling. But I'm like, I don't want everybody. I win and they lose. You know what I mean? So I think we all have to accept the responsibility for our people. You know what I mean? And help. Yeah. And if it takes for you to turn down a profit of millions of dollars, or maybe you decide, okay, yeah, I'm gonna sell it, but I'm gonna put it in a contract that you got to keep all these people. If you do sell it, if you do buy it, and I'll let you buy it, here's a contract that you got to keep all these employees, and if you let them go, you got to give them a golden parachute or something. You know, you got to give them $100,000 to go, or something like that. Because a lot of people think, well, man, I couldn't sell it, and I couldn't keep it. You know what I'm saying? If you sell it, you got to put it in writing to protect your people. That's just my thoughts, you know. So here's another.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's another thought, brother. What do you think about? We got children. Some people have built these hard-earned businesses and built these portfolios of real estate, and then they decide I want to leave it to my daughter and my son, but they already know the son and daughter don't want it, and they just gonna sell that building that they work hard to get. They're gonna sell that business. They're gonna sell that portfolio. So what do you think about if you know they don't want it? What do you think about saying, well, if they don't want it, they're not trying to manage it, they're not trying to maintenance it, they're not trying to go sit up and wait for the plumber. Why would we leave it to them? Shouldn't we leave? It's my thoughts that if my daughter, my son don't want my business, I'm not gonna leave them the money for it. I'm gonna give it to somebody who's gonna keep it going. What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah, hopefully there could be a niece or a nephew or another child or somebody else in the family.
Right.
We just gotta pray. This kind of thing just gotta be a part of our prayers and our offerings, that we have enough children to take care of us when we older in terms of physical day to day, and we make enough money while we're strong provide for them in the future. But we also gotta pray and make our offerings that our children will be in alignment with that we set.
Right.
Because just to know that they're going to give it away, then this is good that you mentioned it, but you almost have to think about, well, if my child is willing to let me work this hard and they passed out something and just give it away, then how much do I want to give my child, or what kind of support do I want to do for them if I'm building all of this and then they don't want to continue it? Because it's like, this thing helped you have a roof over your head, helped you have food, helped you go to school, helped you do everything you needed to do, helped pay for your wedding, helped pay for my grandchildren. So, man, this is probably, we got to have a community meeting, some community meetings around what expectations do we have of our children for the things that we build, that we have the intention to share with them. But then, hopefully the vision, I'm all about Black ownership.
All day.
I hope my children are the same way.
That's right.
And that they'll, frown upon. There's no way I'm gonna let my dad's business go in the right hands. It's how I want my children to be talking.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, there's no way that's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna raise my children to do it. That's what we pray can be passed down. But of course, unfortunately, it's not guaranteed. But we might have to start the same way you write a will and have these plans. As you get older, you might have to be looking around. Okay, the first option is going to be my child. But if my child chooses not to do it, I'll set them up in a certain kind of way to where, I'll make their lives a little easier. But is my other child okay? Or some of the children of my brother, or some of my cousins, or even some of my close friends who have children? Because it's like, I need to pass it to somebody who's not going to just give it away. Because I know once it leaves our community, then 999,000 times out of a million, once it leaves, it's gone. Yep. Yeah, so we just got to pray, brother. I'm praying every day for that. Let me build all of this and keep it Black.
And we got to do a little more and pray. We got to, control it from the grave. We got to we can write that documentation up. We can write that will up that if my son don't want it, then my nephew gonna get it. Because my nephew's the one who running it. He's been there every day. You feel me? So it got to be in. They may try to play you out and say, oh, I'm going to wait till he die. I'm going to tell him I'm going to do it. But once he gone, he ain't going to know. I'm going to just go and sell it. So I want to we got to put that in writing.
Something like that, I'll be haunting them if they do that.
And then here's another thing on that. We got children who will come into business, or children who will be there but don't really be there. You know what I'm saying? They not really interested. You can tell they supposed to be here 9 to 5, but they coming 8 to 3. You know what I'm saying? There's always an excuse why they can't be here. But yet your nephew or the little kid across the street, little king across the street that's always out there, he coming in, he working from 8 to 7. He don't want to go home because he pushing your business really hard because he believe in it, and he just happy not to be on the streets and struggling. So he working harder than your child.
Or he could be just happy not to have to work for the white man.
Exactly.
He ain't got to work for Popeyes. Like me in high school, when I was having jobs, I worked at KFC, I worked at Popeyes, I worked at Pizza Hut, I worked at a convenience store, gas station. But I was doing that work because I didn't have a family business that I could have come up in.
Right.
But like my children, God willing, are going to have the option to not have to do that.
Right.
Yeah, so we start with creating the options because there's still some generational wealth, Black families. I mean, obviously it's not enough because the kind of hell that we've been catching by living in the United Snakes of America has disrupted a lot of that. But these big businesses that are in the U.S. that got these generations, even corporations, but still somebody in the family is chairman of the board and the CEO. So you might give a position to somebody, but the family's still running, like the Ford car company.
Right.
You know, the major shareholders are Ford family members, Walmart, all of these big places, the major shareholders, the chairman of the board, is still in the family, and then you got this descendancy thing where, okay, after him comes him, and this person is in that position. So like we gotta scale up that from what we have and build it in a way where we gotta put stuff in a trust to where can't nobody take it. You know, this building is in a trust. You can't sell it ever. Then, you know, we have to study what Europeans are doing to know how they lock their stuff up in their families and in their communities. And then we find the same way to do it for ourselves.
Right. Well, we see the blueprint out here. You know, I see these little shows talking about what they've done and how this child took over, and then his child and his grandson took over. You know, I think that it's very clear that they'll tell them that we ain't giving you anything if you don't want to run it. You know, I've seen I remember talking about a Jewish community. They said in that community, they said, you either gonna be a doctor, a lawyer, or a disappointment. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm accepting. If you ain't trying to be one of them, y'all can go. Y'all go do your own thing. I don't want you around, you know. But then we wonder why they became such a powerful community, how they got great numbers. When you go to court for any reason, you can almost expect there to be a Jew on the board, on the court, on the bench, right? You already know. You go into any of these record label owners, you kind of already know it's a Jew gonna be there writing a check because they set their children up to be that. You know what I'm saying? This is what I expect of you. I'm gonna heavily finance that. But if you want to do something else, then you figure out how to get your own financing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we got to be that way. I see people all the time. They say they're gonna send their children off to college. They be like, here go 200,000. You know, do what you love. Just come back with a degree. You're like, what? Like, nah. They come back a librarian or something like that. It's like, no, I need you to come back and be able to come back and take care of this business, take it to the next level, you know? So it's up to us as parents. We got to have expectations. As a business owner, I expect these things here to continue the legacy of the business. But as an employee, then I can understand what's happening. They ain't got no expectations because they just expect them to get another job. So that's why we need more. We got to start promoting more entrepreneurship, you know, because I see it's clear that what they say about 25 or 35, African American wealth will be down to zero. You know what I'm saying? Did you see that survey?
I didn't see that survey.
Yeah, they put that survey out recently.
Yeah, that don't sound good
at all. Then
it's the odds are definitely stacked against us, you know, hundreds of fold.
Right, but that's what we here to turn that around. I don't want to keep you too much longer, good brother. I know you got things to do out there, but you know, tell us about what you do at the center where we'll be at on the 1st.
So what I've established here is a company called African Daily Import Warehouse. And it actually has two arms. The major arm, we're importing products primarily from Africa. So shea butter, black soap, drums, furniture, all types of items. So as far as being Black, if somebody really want to be Black, then they start looking at, well, what kind of things in my house do I have that are like that? So the artwork should be from us. The body care products should be from us. Our furniture should be from us. Then if I need somebody to work on the electricity, should be a Black electrician,
right? And
a Black plumber, and a Black builder, and a Black person working on the car. So what I do is offer a lot of Black consumables. So if you want to be clean and smell good and look good, then you can get your fly gear for all your events. And you can get your soap and your shea, and you want your place to smell good, you can get that. You want some furniture, you want some artwork. We bring all of those things here. We sell them retail, we sell them wholesale to other people that have stores. But it's just about ownership. So we're connecting with On the other side, we're connecting with Black producers, people that produce soap, people that produce shea, people that are carvers, seamstresses, tailors, shipping agents, all of that. So we work to keep the money in the community as best as possible, and then give people an opportunity to shop with us, and then continue that cycle down the line. So the main part is connecting Black business folks on different levels. Then on the nonprofit side, we organize African drum and dance classes and a conference. So if you want African music for your wedding, if you want a way to get a good workout, stay healthy, learn about our culture, then you can do that as well. So we just keeping it Black from top to bottom.
You know what's interesting, what you said is buy our stuff from Black people. I remember going to Vegas years ago when they built the Luxor Hotel. I'm sure you're familiar with the Luxor Hotel in Vegas. I get excited to go in there and say, wow, I can finally get me some Black artwork and some Black statues and pictures and stuff like that, right? And it's coming from the Luxor, so I'm getting excited, like I'm about to go in there and clean out because I need this, you know? And then I remember I picked up an item and it said made in Hawthorne, California. And I'm like, and then I looked at it and the nose was long and pointy on this African statue. And I'm like, ooh, hold on, wait a minute. Like that don't look like me. That ain't my people, you know?
But you should have known that Luxor ain't Black owned.
Right. So I think it's disrespectful for people to buy stuff from non-Africans, non-Black people. You know, you should not be buying a Black dashiki from a Japanese, a Chinese, a white guy, or Walmart, in my opinion.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And we got to look at that. I had somebody who looked at me crazy. We were walking down the street, and then I saw a Chinese person, and they had a bunch of dashikis out there. And my friend said, "Oh, these are cheap. Let me get me." And I'm like, "Hold up, you know, you ain't supposed to be buying that from them, you know." So we got to educate people.
It was probably could have even been made in China. You know,
right.
The Chinese.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Chinese is knocking off
right
a lot of stuff.
Right.
And yeah, Chinese, you got to watch them. Indians, you got to watch them.
Right.
The Bangladesh, the Pakistanis, the Lebanese. Some cases the Arabs, you got to watch them all because they're the ones opening businesses in our communities that sell stuff to us.
Right.
The Bangladesh people, the Lebanese, the Indians, the Chinese, all of them, the Koreans. I got competition from Koreans, and the thing is, they're buying stuff from Africa, but then Koreans are the distributors. So if somebody Korean walk into a Korean distributor place and say, "Hey, I'm selling some of the Black stuff that the Black folks are selling. Why don't you buy from me?"
Right.
They're going to be like, "Well, hey, if you can bring the same thing they bring in, then go ahead and bring it." And so then you got people networking to further put us out of being business owners.
Right.
And being able to set our own future.
Right.
They trying to put us out of business. They trying to keep us as consumers.
Right. I remember selling my book, for example. Somebody came and wanted to buy a lot of books, and said they wanted to sell them cheaper. And I said, no, it's $25 no matter if you buy 2 or if you buy 2,000. It's going to be $25 on the shelf. So that's why I didn't put them on Amazon or in Walmart or anything like that, because I already know Walmart going to be like, we should sell this for $8.99. And you can make them in China for $1 or a penny or something. But my goal is I want my people I want it to be in Black bookstores clear across the country, Black businesses, because Black people get to make a profit off of it and eat and sell it to other Black people. You know what I mean? And it was written by a Black person. So I want to keep that money in the community and I don't want one person undercutting everybody else and locking us out. So as a business owner, a wholesaler, again, we have to be responsible and say, no, everybody sells the book for the same price, or everybody sells this product for the same price. But getting back to what you said real quick, when I was the president of the Leimert Park vendors back in the days, when I organized them, in the effort to organize them, one of the first things I had to do was stop the Japanese and the Koreans from coming in there, walking through the park with cameras. They coming in there taking pictures of the custom earrings. They taking pictures of the shirts. They taking pictures of everything. Ain't buying nothing. So we had to stop that. We had to shut them down. So when they would come, I would have people follow them, surround them, and ask them 50,000 questions. Why y'all here? And if they pull that camera out, we jump in front of them like, hey, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And start, are you here to buy? Yeah.
What you need, what you trying to do, how can I help you?
Yeah, the same way they treat us is this, and that's what that is. That's where that hate come in. They watching us come through there in their stores, and they think we're gonna steal, but not just that, they think we're gonna steal the ideas that they got, or see that they got stolen idea products in there or something, you know. So they don't want us to do them like they doing us, you know. So we can't be scared to push them up out of here, you know. But I appreciate what you're doing, good brother, in the community. So maybe one day when you get some time, you know, you'll walk us around the warehouse of what you got and show us what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So you can give
we can do that. We can probably, when you get in town, we can do a live while you're here.
Sounds good.
And tell the people more about it. I know you got a vast network of people, so I know as soon as you come by here, I'm gonna be famous and get calls from all over the world. So I gotta be right on time.
I already know that you got a vast network. You talking international conversation. So see, that's how we got to do this, y'all. His people is my people. You know what I'm saying? His people may want to buy some products that I sell, and my people definitely want to buy some products that he sells, because it's not just about buying some black soap. And now I know I bought it from a black man. It's got health benefits from buying the black soap that this brother's selling versus going in Walmart. I remember somebody told me it was some cow something crazy. I'm like, why would they put that in soap? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, that causes cancer, that causes diabetes, that causes this and that. And I'm like, nah, that's crazy. That's why I started buying black soap, and it made me feel good knowing that, I know it ain't got poison stuff in it, you know? So I appreciate you doing what you're doing, brother, and I'm gonna be right there, and we're gonna make it happen on the November 1st at 6:30 to 9 at the African J Lee. You got it right, brother. Got me right today. Yeah. And we're gonna promote this brother, y'all, because you do wholesale. Give him your name, your website. Let them know who you are, good brother.
Yep. So the company is African J Lee. African spelled with a K. J Lee is spelled DJELI. That's our company, and also our website, AfricanJaylee.com. Our phone number is 404-753-8933. I can drop all of that in the feed. But yeah, we right here in the west end of Atlanta. We in the heart of the gentrification battleground, right here in the west end of Atlanta. Everybody is coming for properties here. If you own a property over here, you don't need to sell it. Just renovate it.
Exactly.
Stay in it or rent it out. Hold on to it.
Right.
Because once we sell whatever we have, it's hard to get it back.
That's right.
And they'll have us staying in all the suburbs and have an hour and a half commute.
Right.
Paying all that gas, being up and getting jammed up like that. So yeah, we right here. We right here in the heart of what's going on. We right here in the heart.
And you know what? This is important that we come together like we doing. Me and the brother, we come together to give y'all these events, not just once, but this is going to be an ongoing situation. You know, as often as I'm in town, we got to have these sit downs, because we got the black business owners who are in position and already in place to accommodate the black clients, our people. But now this is a master plan. They come in and they pushing all the people away from the businesses. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like who wants to drive an hour and a half to to drive all the way back into Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, to get some soap or to get some food or something. People don't like that. The odds of them doing that regularly is a problem. So we got to make sure, you know what I'm saying, not just make sure that they stay. We got to make sure that our business owners maybe consider getting a second location. That's how I became very successful, is when I saw gentrification in LA in the early 90s. They started building in Palmdale, California, hour and a half away. I'm looking at that zip code. It just kept popping up, that 93551, that 93550. I'm like, where's that at? They said that's Palmdale, Lancaster, and all these areas. And I'm like, I'm going to have to open a second location out there. And that's exactly what I did, you know? So that's what we're going to be talking about, y'all. We're going to be talking about business. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. We're not just going to be talking about gentrification. We're going to be talking about the effects of gentrification on Black-owned businesses. You know what I'm saying? How is it affecting us? How is it affecting our people? We're not just going to talk about it. We're going to offer solutions. I've been in business almost 30 years. How about yourself, good brother? How long you been doing this in the community?
I've been in business since 1992.
See what I'm saying? We got the same belt. Look like, brother, we don't wonder why we get along so well. We didn't got started about the same time. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was first over there trying to figure it out, answering the phone. TJ's Gold Plating, can I help you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like trying to figure it out back then.
I got my start. I was in school at Morehouse, and at Spelman, which is across the street, they have this thing called Market Friday. So me and some of my Brotherhood brothers would go there every Friday. We had books from Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark. We had body oils. We had incense. So we would just go set up every Friday. So I did that religiously from when I was a sophomore until when I graduated. So we do our sales, put aside what we had to do for the goods, whatever was left. If you helped out that day, then you get to be part of the division. Started that way, opened some businesses with another person. That didn't really work out. Went on my own. But just knowing that being in business would give me the best options. It wouldn't put a ceiling on my income.
Exactly.
It wouldn't hopefully strap me down to where I couldn't travel. But also seeing my parents work and work and work and work, I'm like, man, I can't be working like that with somebody else. And like, I'm a hard worker, and I don't need to be putting all of that energy into somebody else's pocket. So if I'm gonna do it, then it need to be from my own pocket and from my own family. So we working to keep it going and to expand it. You know, internationally, I'm actually working on a few things now to expand into other parts of Africa, to expand into Europe, Central America, South America. So the brand that we have, we plan to push it in all of those areas.
Well, brother, we appreciate that. So, you know, y'all thinking about starting a business in the Shea Butters, black soap, or black products from Africa, that's the plug right here, y'all. This brother this is the guy right here, y'all. A lot of people think, they don't ask where is that stuff coming from, who's the source. You know what I'm saying? We ain't hiding it from y'all. This is the guy right here that y'all been looking for. So won't y'all reach out to this brother and make that connection, you know, because it's important. We know he getting the real stuff. We know he a black man with a black family, you know, so let's support this brother and be healthy at the same time, you know?
Yeah,
we
can do it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you as well for all you doing, and I'm glad you coming to spend some time on this side of the country and bringing the information. Because as I said, this particular area code 30310. If you do some research on that a few years back when the market crashed,
they're being wiped out.
30310 is the top place where people are just coming in, buying and flipping. You know, flip 2-3 times, sell it for $200,000, next sale $350. Just people coming in with no intention on developing the neighborhood, no intention on keeping any of that money in the community, but just the intention to just drive it down. So we right here in that area and still fighting to hold on to what we have and looking to grow, grow stronger as well. So we right here in the fight on this side.
And you know, another thing what people are doing, I want to be very specific when I say this. They're pushing Black people out of the area, out of the inner cities, Atlanta, the 10 minutes away from the airport, 5 minutes from the airport, or 5 minutes from the downtown the jobs, and pushing them out an hour and a half away to the suburbs. You know, now creating that stress on your family. So what are they doing? They're coming in, and instead of them buying a tract home, you know what I'm saying, something that they built, a brand new houses, they threw them up. They're not buying those. They're buying the old houses and tearing them down and building the real houses on those lots right there near the airport. So this is the things, the blueprint that we got to start doing. You know, matter of fact, we don't got to sell our house. Yeah, the house may be worth $400,000. And we talking about selling it and moving out to the Kula or Duluth or something like that. Why not? We don't sell the house. We just take that $400,000 in equity, tear the house down, and build that dream home right there. And now you still close to your job. You still close to the airport. You know what I mean? You still close to your worship facility. Yeah. So that's the things that we got to do. That's what they're doing. But they're baiting us out.
They're either tearing them down, or they're just gutting them,
right,
and fully renovate them. Actually, it's probably in this area is less tear downs, but what they are doing is you might have a ranch, and then they go up a level.
Yeah.
So they build up a level, and they build back if you have enough land.
Right.
So they'll build up, they'll build back, they'll enclose a garage.
Right.
The most of the construction is happening on vacant lots. But like I said, most people are building up and they're building back. So you might have a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, then they turn it into a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath with an in-law suite.
Right.
And things like that. So this area, they're doing a lot of that. But all of the public housing that used to be in the area, I mean, sometimes you be so busy that you can't pay attention to what's happening.
Right.
But all of the public housing that they had inside of the city limits, all of the people had to go somewhere.
Right.
There was no other public housing, affordable housing for them to move into. So you hear them down south, they in Jonesboro, and they in Clarkston, and they in Douglasville, all the way outside of the perimeter is where the public housing people got pushed. And then you have, if you actually sell your house and want to still stay, then you getting pushed somewhere as well. So it's a lot of pushing. So we just got to fight to maintain the places that we have.
Exactly. So that's why we'll be having these discussions. That's why I'll give these presentations, you know, because a lot of people saying, well, they thinking about they got to go. They got to sell. Okay, well, you're going to walk off with 500,000, hypothetically speaking. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to go. They don't know what it needs to look like before they go. You know what I'm saying? We got people, we were talking earlier, people will sell a house for 550 and go to far out and buy another house for 550. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't messed up. They could have created generational wealth with that. So with that money they got, they were supposed to go out there and buy a nice house, double the size that they got, brand new, for a quarter of that cost of the money that they sold the last house. I want to see people, I'm trying to educate people to where they can say, I sold this house and I moved further out, but I bought a shopping center. I started a restaurant. I got a brand new house. I bought my daughter an apartment building. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, that was a powerful move. You made a good move. You know what I'm saying? It made sense for you to sell because I like what you did. But we got to teach people that don't just come natural. They need to know what that look like. They need to know, here's the opportunity for you to create generational wealth with this move. Not you get a brand new Porsche. Not you get a brand new swimming pool in the backyard. We want you to be able to take this money and create generational wealth with this move. So let's structure this move before you move. Let's do this the right way. Let's talk to Brother Ayatero and find out, can we open up African Zaylee East or something? You know what I'm saying? In the Kula or wherever it is out there. But all right, good brother, we're going to wrap this up.
You can do it.
Yeah. So
sounds good. So yeah, so we'll see you here That's a week from Friday.
Just coming next Saturday. Next
Yeah,
Saturday, I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia at the African J League with this good brother, Ayatero here. Long time seasoned business owner, y'all. You gonna actually be in the conversation with us, right?
Yes, I will. I'll be there and definitely contribute and look forward to discussing some of the challenges and also discussing some solutions that people can move towards. So I'm looking forward to the dialogue.
All right, good brother. Likewise. So I'll see you then. And let's continue
Sounds
doing what
good.
you're doing, family. I appreciate you.
All right. Appreciate you too.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, family. Y'all see that? Charlotte, how you doing? Let me see. Nadish, I hope I pronounced that right. Chaka, what's up, family? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, good brother, for taking the time out. And I'm about to wrap it up myself. Anybody else had a question for me before I get off of here? Again, my tour, I'll be this coming Saturday, I'll be at the bookstore in Compton, California, at the library, my bad. I will be at the A.C. Billborough Library this coming Saturday. We're having a redlining and gentrification conference. It's actually a roundtable discussion. So I'll be a part of that conversation. You can pull that up on my Facebook page, most likely. If it's not up right now, it'll be up today, very soon. Next Saturday, I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia at the African J League with Brother Ayatero. We're going to have a sit down. We're going to talk about the future of Black ownership. That's what it's called, the future of Black ownership, family. We're going to be chopping it up about that. And then that's a free event, as well as the library this coming Saturday. And Sunday, I will be in Lithonia, Georgia. That is a $25 event, prepaid, or $30 at the door. And I will be showing a full-blown presentation, breaking down my research from the national trip around the country following gentrification, and just breaking it down, what's going on, family. So I appreciate y'all going to get registered, and let's make it happen. Other than that, if you'd like to book me to come to your city, your state, your country, reach out to me at area code 310-619-3954. If you, again, 310-619-3954. If you're interested in purchasing some books so you can stock them in your store or your business, or just giving them out to your students at your school, or supplying your school or whichever, reach out to me with the same information. Or if you're interested in booking me to come out and speak at your city, your state, your country, I appreciate that. You do the same, reach out to me. My website is also thomastjlofton.com. And also, if you're interested in my coaching, my training, I'm taking some clients. I'm looking for about 3 more clients that I can work with one-on-one. No group classes, but one-on-one. I'll get a better outcome by dealing with people directly. I'm able to give people referrals, phone numbers, people they need to know, people that they can also learn from in my consultations and my coaching classes. Because every city, I find that every city is different. So instead of me doing a generic class for everybody, you know what I'm saying, online, it's kind of cool because somebody may call and say, TJ, this is what's going on in Detroit. And I'm like, wow, that ain't nothing like that happening in LA. So I can't give to those kind of people the same training. Then somebody will say, TJ, this was going on in Alabama, and they building brand new freeways out here. Well, I can't, that information there may not work for the people in LA or Atlanta, because they ain't doing that in Atlanta, hypothetically speaking. So I take 3 more people that I can deal with one-on-one and coach you. We talk regularly, and I assist you in what you're doing. I coach you and talk you through it, to make sure it happens. Other than that, if you're interested in a consultation while I'm in California, I'll be here probably until the 31st before I have to go out to the event out there for the 1st. I'm in Los Angeles area or in that area. So if you need me to come out and you like to sit down with me and talk about something, do a consultation, I charge $150 because I'm on here today. If you hear me talking about it now, I'll do it for $150, but regular price is $300. Take Cash App, money sign Thomas TJ Lofton. Other than that, I'm headed to Atlanta for the 31st. So if you'd like to set up a consultation with me for that, when I'm not doing presentations or anything like that, I'm taking bookings for Atlanta, Georgia, or just Georgia, period. Or if you in that general area, reach out to me now so we can make the arrangements before that time comes. And then even if you have a school that you'd like me to come speak at or something like that, you got some students, y'all know I love to come speak at the schools and things like that to our young people. Let's make the arrangement now before I get to Georgia, because it's important that we get it set up so I can put it in my schedule, because my schedules be real tight when I get there. So I appreciate y'all. If y'all want to make something like that happen, reach out to me, area code 310-619-3954. Again, 310-619-3954. If you like to go to my website, it's Thomas TJ Lofton, LOFTIN.com, ThomasTJLofton.com. I appreciate the family. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, I appreciate y'all. If y'all go to each one of those at Thomas TJ Lofton, LOFTIN, and hit like, follow, or subscribe. And most importantly, share this video on your favorite groups, you know what I'm saying, so other people can get that information so they'll know, because my videos do not go to where they're supposed to go unless you take the time out and share them, family. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with my page to the point that everybody don't see my stuff. So if y'all take the time out and share it, I appreciate it, family. Y'all have a great day. Peace. Have a blacknificent weekend.